Remember this? This was France, August 1944. It was a kind of honeymoon for the American Army and the American people. Remember at home we were worrying about reconverting war plants to civilian production. Remember we were worrying that we would be left with too many shells and too many tanks when the war ended. Remember we were looking around for a job in some civilian industry so we wouldn't get caught short when the need for machine guns and bandages was suddenly over? Well, the honeymoon ended. On December 16th, the triumphant cheers died down in Europe. In the Christmas season of 1944, nobody was predicting that the war would end by Saturday night or a week from Wednesday. And today, with the good news from all fronts singing on all radios, let us remember the dying days of 1944. The infantry remembers those days. They were not being reconverted for civilian production, nor were they worried then or ever that they would be left with too many shells or too many tanks. The Army had come fast and far last fall. We had developed a certain tendency to become complacent. Complacency came to an end in time for the Christmas season. These men had never been complacent. As they fought, they did not seek employment in civilian industry that would secure them after the war. They did not complain about the scarcity of butter or roast beef or the high cost of living. The cost of living on the Cologne Plain was considerably higher than in the United States, but they did not discuss it in their clubs. In December, we learned all over again the bitter lesson of war. War is conducted in mist and turmoil and uncertainty. Victory comes on no silver platters. The enemy sells nothing cheaply. The enemy is resourceful, courageous, desperate. The Nazi Party is willing to sacrifice every building and every soul in Germany to stave off defeat. Reserves of men and materiel had been hoarded for the day of counterattack. Under cloudy skies, and close-hanging ground mists that defied aerial observation, the very much alive German army gathered its forces in the Forest Isles to strike one strong, decisive blow at the American army. New and refitted divisions were brought up under cover of fog, darkness, and forest. A fury of robot and rocket weapons was unleashed against our front. In one day, the enemy smashed through the defenses of the American First Army on a 45-mile front and was biting deep into Luxembourg and Belgium. In 24 hours, the initiative changed hands, and the German army, which had put the word blitzkrieg into all languages, unleashed its desperate offensive. They had picked a time when the weather prevented us from using the air weapon, the weapon in which we decisively outweigh them. This film is being shown for the first time. It was captured from a German cameraman. He had taken it so that the German home front might gloat over the evidence of the success of Rundstedt's attack. In August, it was German convoys that were caught like this along the French roads. Now it was our convoys, ruined, burning where they'd been overrun. The sweat